Good morning, cyber traders. Happy Friday on the first day of June. Ugly day here in New York. It's raining in the morning, but hopefully it's supposed to break out. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Good to see you, Ken. Good morning, Deb. Good to see you, Bob, John, Tom, Grant, Lawrence. Good to see you, Joseph, Tim. Look at all these names coming across. Love to see when you guys say wake up in the morning. It's always nice to see you fresh and good to see you, Grant from Ohio. All right, here we go. Good morning from Kansas City, Donna. Nice and sunny where you are, I bet, right? Well, guys, it's been some great news just came out. I mean, the jobs report. Are you kidding me? U.S. private payrolls for May was 218,000 versus 183,000 estimated. Prior was 168. I mean, everybody is working, So as a trader, you might have to see why the market is up. I mean, that kind of makes perfect sense. But it is going to be great for the market, and also, as a trader, you always have to keep in mind that what do people do when they all work? What do they do with all this money? They go out and drink. Well, that actually, they say Ken, you're actually wrong on that one. It's the opposite. Is when they're out of work, the beer stocks do well because people do drink. That's right. Maybe the high end public companies for the liquor is probably going to take off, right? But that's right. They go out and they spend money. They go out there and they'll blow money. They'll buy cars. Maybe people start paying some of their credit card debt. Well, that's the one thing I'm really concerned about. I want to see what's going to happen with credit card debt and student loans. See if these people are going to start paying that stuff off, because that would make another huge impact. That means people really are making a lot of money. But Coors has been a great short, Charles saying. Michael Kors, the stock, yeah, we'll check that one out. I was a fan of that about 2-3 years ago, but kind of like left it to go. But anyway, that's huge news, huge to hear, what's going on with these job reports. And it's great that, listen, if we could stay right below 4%, which is unheard of, hell, we might even go down we might break 2 the rate we're going. It's going to be a very bull market, and I think the other problem is going to have is people are going to have a tough time trying to find people to work, because what's funny, that's one of my biggest concerns that I'm worried about, is that there are so many jobs out there that there's not going to be enough people to hire, because with all the things that's happening. So anyway, good things are going on, and you know what? We're not. The great thing about what we do, we don't have to worry about that. We just benefit on the news. And you know what? If we get a catastrophe, I'm telling you, you're going to make just as much. You'll make twice as much. So unfortunately, we don't want to see that. But you know what? That's the beauty of what we do. We trade both sides of the market, and but we don't make money on a flat market. Robots will work. Well, I remember a company. Guys, do you remember U.S. Robotics? I used to love that name. I used to trade that stock. That was like the craziest, most fastest moving stock. That was like, shoot, I really forgot. That's like Tesla, I would say. I mean, U.S. Robotics. Love that name. And all right, so let's go talk about what happened yesterday. A couple of big winners that we had that did really, really well. Let's start off with the KTX trade. Now this one, guys, it's going to spin off and go into today. It's so damn strong. Here's a stock up huge. It went from 550. It's almost hit 11. That is 100% winner right there from yesterday, and it's still pretty strong. It's breaking all-time highs. Once again, we trade these pharmaceutical stocks. They get crushed and they don't come back, or they came out with some great news and the thing takes off. And the big one, the ultimate big one, was the MDGL trade. Oh my God. This thing was an animal yesterday. I mean, I haven't seen a stock like that in a long time. And guess what? It's still holding pretty damn strong. And I'm still going to keep that on my watch list, the MDGL. I mean, when's the last time you saw a stock go from 140 to 280? I mean, literally, I haven't seen a stock up 150 points. It's not even the percent. We see the percents all the time. The points are just unheard of. Now, granted, we're not going to trade this stock, guys. You got to be a level 5 trader. You got to have deep pockets. You know, you could probably do what Ken said yesterday. You could probably trade 2 shares, instead of 1. But if you ever want to experience what it's like to be in something like this, yeah, just trade just a very small lot of it. But that's basically worked out pretty well for us. Pandora also did pretty well. I want to bang these out pretty quickly. Pandora was pretty decent. DB was also pretty good yesterday. Deutsche Bank, great short yesterday, and then it finally came back. I don't know what's going on with Deutsche Bank, but they're getting killed. I mean, I thought bank's supposed to do great. I told you this before. I wasn't a big fan of the bank stocks because I don't know if you ever since if you notice, even Bank of America took a big hit. Once they got rid of Dodd-Frank, and I was telling you a little bit about it. It's so ridiculous that Dodd-Frank, helped the big banks and it destroyed the little banks. So, why the little banks have to be regulated how the big banks should. And it's right. Dodd-Frank was a good thing for big banks, but your local bank, come on, they don't need all that regulation. And what happened was everybody was going to the big banks, and now they got rid of Dodd-Frank. And it's going to hurt the big banks because now the little banks could be competitive. So they have a lot of competition in their hands. So it doesn't look like they're going to be the big fish in the tank anymore. So that's why you're probably seeing. I would be a little cautious on the bank stocks. So you could see even like Deutsche Bank and all of them. GLNG, that was another nice one yesterday. Great little short. Look at that, beautiful. Went all the way down to 34 to 26. Great short. Some of you it was not on your short list, unfortunately, but remember, a brokerage firm can only short you what they have in inventory. So that one did pretty well. SESN, a lot of stocks out there. That one was a very cheap, low and expensive stock. Everyone should have got this one. This one was a really nice, comfortable one. Took a big hit from $3.50 down to $1.50, down $2. What was that, about a 70% drop? But it came out, but we had a nice little bounce over the middle of the day. Great slow mover. All right. And, going across the board, everyone did well. I don't need to go and pat everyone on the back, but let's go talk about what is moving this morning because there are a lot of stocks. Now, remember, today is the first day of the pay period. It is a Friday. It's not nice here in New York, but I think it's, this is what you have to expect. There are multi-million-dollar stock houses that people rent in the Hamptons here in Long Island, not too far from our office at Cybertrade University. So I just want you to understand, these big hedge fund guys, all these traders, all the richest people in the world, they're going to be leaving, probably in the middle of the day, get what they got to get done, and they want to enjoy their summer vacation. This is it. You got to play within the rules of what they're doing. So even with all that great news, let's see what happens in the morning. I would probably tell you a lot of brand name stocks are going to do pretty well. So we're looking pretty good on that in our IRAs. But, as a day trader, there are a couple of stocks that are going to be moving. And we're going to start off with the IMMU. Nice little cheap little stock. Well, not really cheap. IMMU, nice. It was been a really good, another pharmaceutical stock. But it's been going up pretty nicely. It's up 7.8%. Not a lot of shares, though, 28,000 shares. Not completely sold on it. But you know what? It's got some good movement. It did pretty well yesterday. We'll keep an eye on that one. JAGX trade. Here's a stock that's down 8%. Looks like a short. It's trending down, breaking lower lows. Let me just fix my time frame here. More than 1 minute chart. So that one, some of you remember we traded this stock a while ago. It went from $2 to $6. You can see on a long-term chart. Jaguar Health. Well, maybe it's on a downtrend. I'm just looking at the support levels. If it holds at the support level, we might get a dead cat bounce. CLWT. Here's another one that we've been talking about all morning. This one has got some major resistance levels right now around 580. If it does break it, look at the stock to break out. It's really, really trading within that range. Nice little range from 540 to 580. Everyone could trade it. And what I like about this stock on the right, look at all those great iceberg orders out there. A lot of orders on the high frequency trades on this one, so we're not going to have an issue. We already traded 217,000 shares. CODX is another one we'll keep an eye on. Here's a stock that's up 12%, 100,000 shares. We made them. We traded the stock just a couple of days ago. Look at that. Went from $1.50 to almost $5. So we know she can move. You know, I'm not a really big fan of going back to stocks that had big run-ups and obviously they came back down. You know, eventually they'll find their sweet spot. But you know what? It's got some good volatility this morning. We'll keep an eye on it. SLS. This one has got a really nice push. 300,000 shares. Look at that little Fausto flag. $6 stock. Great iceberg orders everywhere. Good high frequency on it. I like this one better than the other one, so this one's not bad. The VKTS trade. All right, so, oops. Spelled that wrong. That's not the one I was looking at. All right, everyone's still talking about Lulu. Lulu is obviously out of our price range. You know, you got to be a level 5 trader. If you're making 1,000 to 5,000 a day in this room, this is right up your alley. But this stock not only has been a good day trade today, but it's been a good swing trade. Little, you know, you could see it. It's been having a nice little run from 80 all the way up to about 113. Not bad with Lulu. Congratulations. I have a store here, but I never shop there. But I know they have great products. CNAT, I know we were talking about this one earlier, but I don't know. Deb Fine brought it up earlier, so we'll keep an eye on this China Net. We all know that we traded stock last time. This stock was fun. Remember we traded this stock back in January? It went from $3 to almost $12. It was up like 400%. We killed it on this one. That was a huge short squeeze from how it ended up. Snap. Okay, that one I was talking about earlier. I know some of you already got in it pretty early. This stock had a nice push yesterday. I'll even fix the time frame so you can see what happened yesterday. But stock had a really nice push. Everyone should have been right around 1160 right now. It's not up big, but you know what? It's testing yesterday's resistance. If it does break it, this could break out. Stock took a big hit lately. And, you know, I'm not really a big fan trading the social media stocks, but this one took a big hit. Who knows? It's been around for a little while now. Let's see if it could hold up its strength. And last but not least is the MDGL. We know about it. I already spoke about it earlier. It's a big winner. If you're a level 5 trader, this is a stock you might want to look at. All right. CNAT. Yeah, I already. Oh yeah, CNAT is starting to move up right now. JJ. Yeah, I can see that. Looking pretty nice. Very inexpensive. I think it's kind of quiet. Let's see if it fills in this gap right here. But yeah, she looks like a nice one. She looks like a nice one as of right now. If everyone got in when they were supposed to, it should have been around 445. But remember, it's never too late to trade it. Let's see what happens. Wait the first 5 minutes. Just remember, guys, I know we had great news today regarding about the job reports and everything, and that's great for America. It's great for you know, everything. It's great for the market. Now let's see if we can capitalize on it. All right. Swing trades making a little bit of comeback. I'm kind of thanking that Ferrari's made a little bit of a comeback. You know, Ferrari took a big hit on me. But the IQ and everything else, GoDaddy, Shake Shack, all of them are doing pretty well. Your Microsoft hit 100 yesterday, as you predicted. Yeah, I mean, Microsoft, you know, and it did exactly what I said it was going to do. Once it hit 100, it came right back down. It's got major resistance at 100. Yeah, that number has always, I remember it hit 100 several years ago and it came crashing down. So once it breaks that 100 and it could hold there for a little while, then, you know, the stock could be off the races. I personally can tell you what I think Microsoft, the reason why I never went anywhere, I feel like Bill Gates was just selling shares and, you know, and just dumping stock and dumping it, you know. It just never made sense to me how Microsoft never moved. That was like, Microsoft was like the godfather of the stock market next to Intel. And those things never went anywhere. But now they're starting to make a big move. Interesting. You know what it is? I think Microsoft got smart regarding what happened with Adobe. They finally got out of the software business and they started getting to the residual business like Adobe did. So now, you know what? They don't have to sell the $100 Word product. Now they're selling it for $4 a month, you know? So they feel like they can get more people doing that than trying to bang people over the head, and they also deal with theft. So they're all going on the cloud. Did you mention SLS? Yes, I did mention SLS. That's on the list, Deb. I got that one on there. And yeah, I mean, that was halfway down the list that I gave you. And yeah, look at that. Making a really nice move right now. Awesome. That's how we call it, right? Beautiful move. All right, guys, listen. You got about less than 15 minutes. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Remember, today's Friday. If I don't see you this afternoon, have a great, great weekend. And go out and spend the money you made on that you made in May. Go buy yourself something nice. Go buy your spouse a nice little... Remember what I told you. Go buy a Chanel bag. Don't buy anything cheaper than that. Listen, you guys make a lot of money here. And I know that some of us... I spoke to some of you just recently. Says, I had to convince my wife that I want to do this. Well, if you made money, go buy her a nice pocketbook, and trust me, she'll be not only be happy, but she'll be happy for you that you love what you do, and good thing you did what you did. So it's always been great. All right, and then last but not least, what I want to mention. Oh, so this weekend too, guys, make sure you go out there and review your May journals. Make sure to see where you're at. This is the weekend you have to study what we taught you in class to know what level you're at and if you're ready to go to the next level. All right, guys? All right, Ken. Well, we want to say that it's a lot cheaper than buying and then getting a divorce attorney. I totally agree with that. All right, guys. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading.